continue this to happen. Watch this. Beautiful. Me? No. Uh-oh. So, yes, another rabbit hole to go down, this time with cleaning. For the past few weeks, I really have been watching cleaning videos, just like taking everything apart, restoring them, putting them back, and it's just like they're new, which is something that is especially satisfying with retro stuff. Obviously, in our mind, we have this image that the retro things are kind of beigey, kind of yellowish, but that's just because the plastic used back then, due to the sunlight or whatever, kind of got yellow. Seeing old things for a zoomer like me as brand new, fully white, there is something satisfying about it. So I have been watching these restoration channels, and what I noticed is there is one ingredient that does all the magic. It's called the hydrogen peroxide. I was super excited to try it myself, to finally see these retro things in their beauty, and it turns out in the European Union you can't buy hydrogen peroxide anymore in a liquid form. That's a bummer! Anyways, I did not give up. There is one way to get a lot of them for kind of cheap and in a relatively high concentration, that is with hairdresser accessories. If you guys ever bleached your hair, you know that basically the thing that takes out the color from your hair is also hydrogen peroxide. So I quickly bought one and was ready for my first test. I wanted to choose something that was cheap and I can afford losing it, and a perfect candidate was an old fan. Even though it was still working, it wasn't in use and it already started yellowing, so this was the perfect opportunity. Obviously Kirby was also very helpful in taking it apart, and after a little bit of cleaning and 50 screws, I realized I have a lot more left. So I gave up on actually taking it apart and just YOLO'd it. I just used my normal hairbrush that I would also use if I were to bleach my hair. It's just like any paste, super easy to apply, but you have to make sure that the whole surface is covered. After it's done, you have to leave it on the sun and wait just a few hours. Wait a second. Is it actually working? I mean, wow. Okay. Didn't expect it to be that good. It's very important to properly clean it off. Not just because, well, it's a toxic substance, but also because it has a disgusting smell and it looks ugly, it's a goo. But after properly cleaning it, letting it dry, and then putting it back together, it was time for the final reveal. Oh my god. Yay, it was working! Even though the result wasn't totally perfect, there were still imperfections. This was just after one cycle, so if I really wanted to, I could do another one. And because the fan turned out pretty well, let's avert our eyes to something more interesting. I got this for 1 yen. That's not even $1. Okay, I obviously had to pay for the shipping, but even that one wasn't even 2,000 yen, so this is less than 2,000 yen. This is none other than the Super Famicom, or as everyone else knows, the SNES. Let's just open this box, then hopefully we didn't get scammed. From the pictures I've seen, it should be pretty yellow, then it's like a pretty old one, but a working one. Some newspapers. If you're smart like me, you get the news with packing materials. Oh look, white hair! It's literally white hair. Do you guys see it? It is on topic. I see the games. The games! One controller. Oh, actually two of them in the same package. I'm not sure how it comes through the camera after I'm color grading and everything. These need some hydrogen peroxide. Wow, this is huge! I was expecting it to be a little smaller, I'm gonna be honest. Look inside, it's kind of rusty there. Let's take it apart. But before that, it's Nintendo after all, but it has proprietary screws. I found out about this later, like 2 hours ago. And these Game Beat screwdrivers are not really available like in stores, but I went to the most reputable hardware store, Ministore. In this random Ministore kit, there is one that may be good for us. Let's test it out. Is it just too small? No, I don't think it's good. No! Oh no, do I have to delay this video? to make this video and upload as soon as possible, but due to the shipping times, it became very obvious to me that unfortunately it was impossible. So I have ordered the screwdrivers, but I just realized until then we can still do something, because even though the SNES is using this like proprietary screw, the controllers don't. I want to have at least a little bit of a feel of an accomplishment today. So as you can see, these are yellow. These are very distinctly yellow. It's not proprietary, no? Okay, first one is out. Unfortunately, some of the screws were stuck in. After all, it's a 30-year-old controller, so you can't expect it to be in pristine condition. It was a hard battle getting these out, so it took a little bit of force and a few tries, but finally... Oh, I'm gonna make sure that I show it on the camera so I know how to put it back. That's how the shoulder buttons work. I mean, it's kind of interesting to see actually in action how these work. Shoulders are out, which is nice. The last part, oh my god, a little silicone. So we have to clean these with the hydrogen peroxide. These are just like a little lighter clean. The second controller was much easier to disassemble. And the reason for that is, as I'm gonna find out in a few seconds, because it is actually newer. The first controller came out the same year as the SNES, while this other controller a whole 2 years later. So it's no surprise the quality is better and the overall condition is better. Taking it apart was a piece of cake. Wow, why are they so different? So this one was made in 1990 and this one was made in 1992. It took so long. I am so glad I did this now and not like whenever the other screws arrive. Let's go to the bathroom. Welcome to my bathroom. This is where the famous hair video was made. First of all, we're gonna just, bath them in. Some things are just very easy to clean. You don't need chemicals for everything. Just a super basic little wash. Damn, these are dirty. I'm gonna clean those as well. Look at this. No chemicals. Literally just cleaning with water. Okay, but now comes these little guys. These are gonna be the ones that need little bit of a chemical. Now comes our friend, the hydrogen peroxide. It looks funky, but it's working, so I'm fine with that. It's better to put more. You just need the sunlight to shine on it. Obviously with protective gear, I put on the peroxide paste. From my shell experience, the amount you put on them doesn't really matter too much. But it's important to cover the whole surface and don't miss a spot, so it's probably better to put more than less. We're done! Now let's put it outside to get some sunlight. Wow, look at that! I'm gonna clean them up and afterwards we'll see if they need a second layer or no. Wow, just wow! This is the one that was insanely yellowed, and while I definitely see some yellowish still there, it's much better. One more round on this, but everything else is perfect. While one of the controllers was outside in the sun, other one was ready to be reassembled. The process honestly was super easy. I didn't even need to look at my pictures I took because on the plastic there is written where each component go. Remember those times when companies expected you to open their devices? But it made everything super easy and the first controller was ready to go in no time. Repeating the same process for the other controller as well, the result was astonishing. And the difference is even more noticeable when you compare it to the start. It was a total success and I couldn't wait to finish the second part of the video. So, I think I have a lot of explaining to do. Remember when I said like a few minutes ago that I ordered the game bit screws? So, the thing is that it's true. I have ordered them and they are here, but in the spirit of buying stuff, I did buy a few more stuffs. Among those are isopropyl alcohol. It's very common in restoration videos and probably I'm gonna need this for my SNES. And I also bought, these are the screws, I can feel them. In that case I lied because these are not screws, these are UV LEDs. And the reason I have them because the whole sunlight thing is a nice DIY method, but now this is a real restoration video. This is how you see it on other channels as well. And also, that's why I have this box. I'm gonna put UV lights in here, and I won't need the sun anymore. The most important thing is to finally take apart that SNES. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. This is how it looks like before anything. There you are, the two game beat screwdrivers. So there are two different types. This is for the game cartridges, and this one is for the SNES. Okay, let's see if I can finally open this up. First, let's get all the screws out. Oh my god, it is out! Oh my god. Blah. I need a vacuum. Holy. I am pretty sure there was some kind of an animal living here. That was disgusting. After this, I think the best course of action, if we take out the components, I need to unplug this. The board just seems to be on like a few screws. Hopefully I don't screw that up. Oh, okay. I just got this out. I think I see all the 5 screws that it's still holding in with. At this point, I'm just taking everything out. Oh, wait, was it just here? Uh-oh. 1 second, I need to watch it back. So I watched back the video and it turns out this thing was in here. So, disaster averted. These are the very last screws. Oh, okay. It is coming out now. The whole board is finally out. After I pulled out the cord in the way, I was ready to separate the components. On one hand, there were all the electrical components, because obviously I don't need to hydrogen peroxide them, they just need a little bit of isopropyl alcohol treatment. And on the other hand, there were all the plastics. I made sure to tear down everything into pieces as much as possible, because obviously it's easier to wash and more surface area means better result. You know the drill, just as with the controllers, first comes a pure water wash. It's also important because you don't want dirt on when you do the next step, putting on hydrogen peroxide. As you already know, make sure to cover the surface, and more is better than less. I have to be honest, the SNES has a bunch of these little buttons and doors, so there are a lot of small plastic. But it's important to clean those as well, because they are visible from the outside, and as a result you can see they are as well yellow. And as for my contraption, in case you don't know, the reason I used sunlight before is because the sun's UV rays are the ones that make this chemical reaction. So if you don't have a sun, then the next best thing are UV LEDs. You should just put all the components inside that you wanna clean, wrap the UV strips around, and just to make sure that the light spreads everywhere, put on foil around this box. This will generate infinite reflections, and thus the rays are gonna get everywhere. I think that's how the science works. Honestly, I've just stayed on other channels. And while the UV chamber is working, I decided why not try out the isopropyl alcohol. These little electronics are very dirty, so what you need is a Q-tip. I know this is not like the most proper restoration. This is like the very most basic level. But hey, if I'm here, why not? And I really hope I don't need to make this disclaimer, but this is isopropyl alcohol. Don't try to do this with anything else. Now comes the big boy. Honestly, this side is not even that bad. Problem is here. A little tiny bit really ugly. There is a lot of cleaning here to be done. Oh wait, I can just take it off. That makes it a little bit easier. I don't know what to expect from a device from 1990. And then something I've actually seen in a YouTube video. You want the tissue and any random paper. Basically put a little bit of it under the tissue. Put this into the tissue so the edge have this isopropyl alcohol. And then you would want to go in there, pull it out. Go in there, pull it out. Or wait, can you just like... Oh! That makes it easier. Since it is already assembled, I guess that couldn't hurt. Perfectly clean card reader. Look at it now. Who did you call ugly in high school? No! Time to wait a few hours. I waited a whole night for the best result possible but the next day my contraption was ready to be torn down. I think this is about the third time I'm saying in this video, but washing your stuff carefully is very important after hydrogen peroxide. It has a disgusting smell and is toxic, so make sure that you leave no trace. And during this process I noticed some of the components still were a little bit yellow, so just to make sure, just to make everything super clean, I put those on for a second round of bath. And while we are waiting to finally reassemble the whole thing, here's a little bit of an extra part, because I also have a game cartridge I want to restore. It is Hoshi no Kirby Super Deluxe. The original Hoshi no Kirby is one of my favorite, if not my favorite game on the Famicom, so it just makes sense that this is the game that I restore. I think I want to do basic cleaning and maybe like a tiny bit of hydrogen peroxide. This is so much easier than the Famicom. With the Famicom you have to like pry it open, and most of the time you break those leathers. I can appreciate some actual innovation, Nintendo. Honestly, it's not even dirty on the inside. On the pins there is like a super small little substance. It just needs a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, but otherwise it's pretty good. Let's do the video magic into the future. I'm just gonna end So, this will be the final part, or the final part before I actually try it, and I pray that it's working because I haven't even tried it once yet. So, it has been days since I've done this, so I probably forgot a lot of things. Something I remember is we had these big screws. Then I remember we had this in here, we have been searching for that, and You're kidding me. I made a mistake. It's in. I already feel like we are in the end game, because I just make more and more mistakes. I can't come up with anything funny. I'm very boring right now. I'm actually stupid. Wait a second. I have 2 screws left and I've been searching where they are, and I totally forgot, because there's this little on-off switch. This is by far the hardest part so far. Okay. And this thing running through that, no use. We can just put this away for a while and move on to the top part. Reset button, power button, and a little bit of the force. There you go. Is it just done? It has been a long day, has been a long project. Wow. My Kirby game is also ready, but this is really nothing extra. Kirby, done. Oh, it has been a journey. Look at the comparison. This is insane. How good this looks. Before it gets dark, let's test out Kirby. Let me grab all the cables and find out if it's actually working. I really hope so, because I've worked on this video for quite a while. Hoshi no Kirby Super Deluxe. Moment of truth. There is a light? I don't see anything. Please. Yes! Yes! Oh my god! Oh my god! I literally can't believe it. Did I just do it? God damn it! Also, apparently I'm making a video, not playing around. Even my cat came here for the ending. So yes, once again it was a very long video. In case you haven't seen, watch my previous one where I built my own keyboard. And just as I said in my previous video, I can't wait to find my next rabbit hole. But until then, thank you very much for being here. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And till the next time, bye bye.